Back, huh? All right. Well, good evening. How's everybody doing tonight on this July? I'm going to bring my guest in, the great Bishop here. Hey, how you doing today, sir?
Good evening, Bernard. God bless you.
How you doing, sir?
Oh, not bad. I'm glad to be on your show again. Always an interesting and provocative show. Sometimes even controversial.
That's okay, man. Today's been kind of interesting. Today, I was supposed to have the judge on, but he said his throat hurts, and I know he turned 74 today, so I said I wasn't gonna bother him too much, but I said I always do plan to do it on first Monday of the month. If anything you can try it out, I will usually be on the first Monday of the month, where early or late. So, I mean, hey, I just bring in instead. Y'all about the same age, so it is what it is.
We're baby boomers. We're baby boomers, he and I both.
Well, yeah, it is. So I just last time I showed you at 6 o'clock in the morning, so you got kind of ill. So just talk about it. I mean, how your health going first? So
well, just nurse and my physical therapist today, they're working on me. I'm getting better as the day is going on. I had quite a bit of bout though. It was a bad situation. I had sepsis, and it started out with a bladder infection rather, and it spread throughout my whole body, changing into sepsis. But I'm still here. It takes a little more than that to knock me down. I was knocked down, but didn't stay.
My mom had sepsis twice actually. It's
Okay.
kind of interesting.
So you know how serious it can be. It's a very serious situation.
Yeah. She was in hospital a lot longer than you were.
Yes.
In fact, one time she had for 2 months. What's the situation? We had about 12 shootings down here. I think they said 90 shootings in Chicago over the weekend. It was a wild 4th of July weekend.
Yeah. And we had quite a few here in Philadelphia. I mean, it's been really a mess over here. We even had the Ku Klux Klan marching down the streets here in Philadelphia as well. So it's been an interesting 4th of July weekend this weekend here in the city of
Brooklyn. You talking about guys that were standing by the city hall building and stuff? You talking about that?
Yeah. So we
I saw that.
Yeah. We've been up and down, over and around here in the city. Quite a few people have been killed this weekend as well. So it's in particular West Philadelphia, which is just a few miles away from where I live. I'm in North Philadelphia. But we've had our share here too as well. So things are getting kind of interesting in 2021 on so many levels. So many levels.
Yeah, what's your cash app? I always forget it. G. William Scott, isn't it?
Yeah. $ G. William Scott. Let me look real quick here.
Hey, how you doing, Tim?
Let me look real quick.
Well, I got it.
You got it? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I got it.
That is what.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Also, down here in Virginia, we got in Richmond, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up and show it to you in a minute.
Oh yeah. Let me Bernard, before you start, I'm looking at it now. It's G. William $ G. William Scott 67. 67. G. William Scott.
Yeah, it's okay. I got it. G. William Scott. $G. William Scott 67. Gotcha.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, with that being said, we've been having a lot of interesting gets and gadgets. I saw what did I see this weekend? I saw a Trump rally in Florida with probably about 30,000 people. I saw a Biden so-called speech yesterday with about 100 probably people there. The clown show continues, but I was looking at last week. You had asked me a question. I wanted to just get into it because I'm not gonna spend too much time on sports and stuff because that's not where I really need to be right now. That's like dog and pony show all day long. That's a whole nother topic to get into. But everybody, you asked me a question about Miss Richardson, the track star.
Yeah.
You had asked me, and one thing about it, when I see it, I don't do the glitz and glamour. I go and find out why they propping this woman up so much, right?
Okay.
Just wanted to know because there's a whole lot of track stars that's not the accolades she getting. So when I looked it up, I said, okay, so let me see. She's 21 years old. First thing that dawned on me, long lashes in the hair, right?
Right.
We already know that's already feeding to the Asian right there. I'm just pointing it out there. Just whatever. But when I looked up and found out, I said, let me go check her out.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that she was dating a woman.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when I looked it up, I said, okay, let me figure out, because they started bringing all these programs, right? And this is how the LGBTQZI, all that, they're gonna use her as a face, but they might be using her to prop up to push another agenda forward. They're gonna cloak it under racism, but try to push another agenda. Because on the same weekend, I'm gonna tell you this happened in LA. You can look this up. There was massive fighting in California this weekend of transgender protest because you had a transgender man coming there with his penis exposed around children and had a big protest on that boulevard out there in LA.
What?
It was at an Asian spot. And you had people on the side of fighting for transgender or fighting against what happened in the spot. Now I'm gonna tell you, I was at an event a couple weeks ago, and the women, because the women's bathroom pack came into the men's bathroom with the men, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so I thought I was in the wrong bathroom. I said, no, but they went and used men's stalls. Now, technically, I don't, this is not something abnormal, but I guarantee you the situation would be different if some men went in the women's bathroom, some women was in there though, right?
Right.
I mean, because I actually did it before, and a woman told me, hey, you in the wrong bathroom. Can't you see? But I was already busy, so it happens. But what I'm saying, this is a spa with a man running around with his penis exposed, and children were in this spa, man. So I'm just trying to tie everything together. And we just got our Pride Month, which is, wow. So,
and they threw us in.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, question everything and everyone. Let's not get, with all due respect, because like she said, she apologized for her decision and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I think they should give marijuana? No, but at the same time, they do it in other sports, but it usually takes more than one test. Like football, I think you got to test 3 times positive, something like that, or NBA or something like that. But what I'm saying, regardless of the fact of, I just had to figure out, but I said, let me just check and see. And I found out they said she has a woman now. I feel sorry for her mom died, just like I feel sorry for mom died. But I always have to know, when the media start promoting a story the whole day, what else happened during that day?
Right. There's always an agenda.
It's a big world out there. So, we always have to just remember it's a big world. And
I saw just today, either today or yesterday, I saw how, once again, there's questioning as to some of these track star athletes, their gender, their true gender. I'm not talking about the gender they became and all of that type of thing, or the gender they're trying to pass for. I'm talking about their true agenda, the gender they were born to when they got out their mother's womb, that gender. And they're showing that right now, some of these men that have become women, what would you say, woman or man, woman, or whatever they be called.
Wait a minute. Let me correct you right quick. All right, let me correct you right quick on something. Hold on. I gotta make this clear for people. Okay, this is very clear.
Okay.
Look, I'm out. Whoa, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Man, zip my camera out, man.
Yeah, I see it's got a little thing.
But I don't know what
Idiot.
happened, man. Might be Big Brother or something. I don't know. But look,
Wouldn't be
so
surprised.
what I'm about to say probably will piss their ass off. I don't know what the hell happened, but whatever. I know y'all watch me. I don't even care. But look, check this out. So if you really look at it, what you just said, no, ain't no. I was out eating a couple weeks ago. Me and ladies out eating, and had this guy. He served me, whatever. He served us, and she said my wine glass is dirty, right? And I said, I'm tell him to fix it. She like, oh, that's a girl. I said, no, that is a guy. He ain't no girl. He is a guy, and he gonna be treated like a guy. I don't give a damn if he gay, whatever. You don't get no right because in reality, you are the gift bearer of life. Ain't no birthing people. It's mother, father, none of that
Right.
crap. Birthing people,
Right.
you know, oh, me too, we want ours. The time is now. We shall overcome. None of that bullshit. You know, because I hope you know that they using all them same slogans back too, right? You know they use the same slogans.
We used back in the 60s, yeah.
Yeah, okay. You know, like a couple weeks ago, the guy came out for the Oakland Raiders or something. He's like, I don't need to hear you come on Instagram, brother. Only thing I need to know, can you play football? I don't need to know that you're
Your
gay or whatever.
politics.
But you know
Yeah.
what? I was at the I was out today. No, I was out a couple weeks ago, and me and the guy were talking. They say Virginia's for lovers, right? That's what they say on their license plate, whatever. Virginia's for lovers, whatever. But if you got to understand, we got to take this back to the Obama administration with this thing called love is love, love is love. And when we let these catchy slogans like BLM, love is love, hate has no home here, stop Asian hate, and I can go on and on and on with slogans, right?
Yeah, little slogans, yeah.
You get so in using slogan, you don't understand the agenda they push. Love is love. Well, look here, man. Do you really think that I give a damn who you sleep with, man? Come on, man. Love is love. We just want to love too. No,
And
when
Madison,
listen,
let me just add this
go ahead.
point because I think you're so accurate. I mean, whoever you love is your business. Whoever you sleep with is your business. Whoever you are involved with in a relationship, a personal, interpersonal, and very intimate relationship, that's your business. You have every right to live the life that you choose. Okay. However, it's becoming just like you're saying. It's taking over every aspect of every institution and every political persuasion and all of this, all politics and every aspect of life is being absorbed by a sexual agenda. I mean, can you imagine a heterosexual being like this? We're marching in the streets and we're talking about heterosexual rights, and we have a right to do this and we have a right to do that. They'll say, "Oh well, you've run the world always, so it's our time now." And I can understand that as a black man. I can understand about it being your time, but let it be your time in the bedroom. Let it be your time. I believe in equal rights for everybody. If you want to, you want to live in a certain neighborhood. If you are gay, I will stand with you on that. But this is becoming much more than just your personal preferences. 'Cause that's what it started out as, personal preferences. But it's more than personal preferences when you try to push it in my face. Where you're trying to make laws and regulations and stipulations that impact me. That's where it becomes no longer personal preference, but public preference. And
Now,
personal
let
preference
me
is,
add something to you. Let me
yeah,
add something.
yeah,
So me and the guy had a little debate about this a couple of days ago, and we said equal rights, right?
right,
But really, to tell you the truth, I'm gonna tell you why I don't consider them to really have equal rights. And I'm gonna tell you why this is kind of interesting, but you gotta understand where I'm going.
Okay.
First of all, because when you keep yelling equal rights, that means that really they trying to say I'm getting more rights than you got. They got everything already. They got protection. They got bathroom. They got all of it already for the most part.
Oh yeah.
They got what do you call government finance housing for them. They got this. They got a whole cylinders donated to them, right? So when
they can get married now legally. They can do everything. They can adopt a child. They can have a child. They can do anything any other citizen can do. They now can do, and I'm going to say this and more because they're protected more than many other citizens, and particularly any other minority group. And just keep in mind, in terms of numbers, they're like 8% of the population, and yet their agenda is almost becoming 100% impacting. They impact mostly every aspect of our society in every single way. And I have a problem when sexual preferences become so significant in the lives of every other citizen. The other 92% of the citizens that are not homosexual, that are not gay, that are not LGBTQ community A and all the rest of the letters that are incorporated in that. That's the only problem I have. You live your life. Live your life. I have no problem with you living your life. Do what you want to do. Love who you want to love. Live how you want to live. I have no personal problem with that. But it seems like it's becoming much bigger than just your preference. You're almost making it my preference as well. Not how I live, but what you want from me is intruding on my rights. That's what I'm looking at. The BL, the Black Lives Matter. I'm just like you're saying. There's a homosexual agenda in that. Everything we're talking about always has an underlining homosexual influence. They're co-opting virtually every movement in the country.
Okay, gotcha. Let me say something. Let me say something to you. This brother Frank Nitty just put something up, and he just reminded me of a brother down here, a friend of mine that actually said the same thing that he's saying. Like straight men, straight women, right?
Mm-hmm.
They might talk about their sexual affairs. You might say, "Man, I slept with this woman," or one girl might say, "Right." But you're not going to hear homosexuals talk about their sexual, what they do in the bedroom, unless they're talking about all homosexuals, because guess what? They know that this stuff wouldn't be tolerated. I don't want to hear about you screwing a man in his ass. So they're not going to do that. But straight people, yeah, you're right, Frank Nitty. We need more straight pride groups. That's right, straight black pride. That's right. Irritated Genie. That's right. We need more straight black pride. As a matter of fact, we need a brother like CL Smooth, who say heterosexuality matters. You gotta fight fire with fire. Because let me tell you something. I'm gonna say something to you. And this is slight on some pastors, not all, but a lot of them. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Your church closed, but they having a pride parade, man. What the hell going on around this place, man? What's going on here? They have a pride parade, right? Where they can dress up early, and do all this stuff, and But the main point of the matter is, and I told a guy, see, this is my main problem. They are adults, but they ain't this LGBTQZ, and they add letters to it all the time, right?
Yeah.
I is intersectionality, and A is
asexuality. Asexual, which means I have no desire for any sex.
Okay.
Which is really, I don't know.
That's what I thought was asexual. And then next time they're gonna add the P, and that's gonna mean pedophile. That's gonna be the end right there.
Oh yeah, that's all she wrote. If they do that.
That's what they're really shooting for. They're really shooting for that. They slowly moving on in. Remember that law in California I showed you about 6 months ago?
Yep. Yeah, right. I remember that. I was flabbergasted. And that's a law in the largest state in the union, other than Texas, maybe in Alaska. But in terms of number of people, they are the largest state. In terms of number of the population, they are the most populated state in the United States. Well, and so, just to think that state is approving this type of thing, But the way, but really, when you get to a place of immorality, it doesn't stop with one thing. It just expands itself and it, it expands itself over and more. So you get away with this, then you try this, then you try that, then you push this. You want to push the envelope as far as you can push it. And right now it's being pushed to almost to the limit. Well, just like you say, just one more little push. I'm going to say this, the country really is going to be in dire straits. And I'm not talking about because of your preference. I'm talking about because of what's becoming popular, what's becoming the norm in this country. And the rights of what bothers me about progressives as a whole is this. They're talking about don't judge and be tolerant with and be understanding with and don't down people. And that's fine. That's a wonderful message. But why don't you live up to that message? Because when it comes to people that aren't like-minded with them, that don't see things exactly their way, they're the most intolerant, the most abrasive and abusive type of people that you can possibly have. I mean, don't have it both ways. Don't tell me to be non-judgmental, tolerant, and patient with folk, and you don't have any patience at all. And you don't have any tolerance at all with anybody that's against what you think. I mean, you're called a coon if you're black and you have some conservative views. You're called a homophobe if you have a problem with something. We're called every kind of name. If you're against abortion, I mean, what's wrong with you? A woman has a right. You disrespecting women. You're misogynist. I mean, anytime you object to anything or you stand on any view opposite of what they believe, you are the worst person that God ever created. And they don't even believe much in God anymore, but nevertheless. So, I mean, it's like a two-edged sword. It's a double standard.
Let me say something. I'm actually glad that because this week in Idaho, I don't know what my sister had Monique 2C, but I hope she's listening. She might listen in later. In Idaho this week, Big Tech is supposed to have a meeting to talk about how they can crack down on more censorship now. Okay?
Okay.
It's supposed to have like a Bilderberg type of group meeting like thing talking about what they're gonna do. I'm actually trying to pull it up for you, but I can't. I gotta find it. Okay, I gotta go back and find it on the thing. This thing takes too long to load, so I might just have to read it off my phone or something. But yeah, they actually So that's just interesting. I'm gonna pull it up before it comes up. Here in Richmond, Virginia, we have Zoom in August from the 3,700 families where units could be fixed in eviction. We've got 6 housing projects here in Richmond. Jackson Ward, Creighton, Hillside Court, Wickham Court, Fairfield, and Mosby. 4 of them on the same side of town, probably about 3-minute drive for each one from each section.
Okay.
And the other ones on the south side, and the other ones like 5 minutes around, kind of like the north side, or so slightly between the split. But either way, regardless, we got a lot of those, and they're trying to tear them down and make up new, what they call mixed income housing, but these new townhomes down here are going to cost about $400. It's kind of like that eliminating poverty thing again, but a lot of people don't. When they tell you that we want to eliminate poverty, they want to say they're not talking about eliminating poverty. They're only eliminating your ass. Okay, that's what that really means. They say we want to eliminate poverty. We can eliminate poverty. Look, let me tell you something, man. That shit is bullshit. Because number one, it's always gonna be an up or down, right, left. It's hard to eliminate. I mean, some people are poor because of circumstances. Some people are poor because they manage funds. Blah blah blah.
Right,
so I mean, eliminate. So the angle of saying I want to eliminate something is actually fool's gold in itself. See, they call it urban renewal, but urban renewal means gentrification.
Right. Redlining.
I always say that.
All the rest of that redlining and gentrification and all these type of things. That's what it's all about. So we know
Well,
they've always known where we were, and I think that's on purpose. I think if any time that they want to really do something, and I really think they're really setting it up for a day where they are going to do something. They want to put us in it's almost like during World War II when Nazi Germany put the Jews into the ghetto, the Warsaw ghettos and ghettos all over the Eastern Europe. They set up these ghettos because then they'll know exactly where they are when they need to do something else with them. And I think really they're pushing us to a place where we're going to be isolated to certain areas. Well, we've always been segregated. Come on now. We've always had the black side of town and the white side of town. We used to kid around. You go over the one side of the railroad track, you're in the black area. The other side is the white area. We've always been segregated in that sense of the word. And though, we have people over there in Beverly Hills and Brentwood and other places where the wealthy folk are, for the main, we still are as a people and as a group, we still are in those ghetto type, hood type of isolated type of areas where we know where you are. We know where the bulk of you are. Oh yeah, you're scattered here and there. You had a man at one point this place and that place, but you, for the most part, if you want to get to us, there's areas to go to. If you want to get the black folk in Philadelphia, you go to North Philadelphia and West Philadelphia, and you got the majority of the people. Good afternoon, Monique. You got the majority of the people that are black in those two neighborhoods in the city of Philadelphia. Yeah, we're in society, but for the most part, we're there.
Yeah, Monique 2C, I'm glad you're in the chat. So let me say something to her actually. So let me read this off because it's taking too long to load my thing. Top secret meeting the mainstream media, big tech, and intelligence heads is taking place this week in Idaho. Monique, I think you might need to find that places there, okay? But this week, top secret meeting is taking place between the top communications firms in the U.S., big tech, mainstream, and intelligence community are gathering to strategize on how to consolidate their power over the force of information, over the information being force-fed to the American people. Every time people talk about the mainstream media collapse, business.
I'm on the phone. I'm on the thing.
Federal figures
I told you I was on the program. Excuse me.
Well, this may be an exaggerated explanation at behind the scenes look at the issue, but it didn't nail that far. Every July since 1983, a small group of media bloggers, tech titans, politicians, and intelligence insiders all gathered in the small town of Sun Valley, Idaho, for a week of meetings to develop the consensus regarding policies of mainstream media, social media, and emerging communications technology. The meeting for media, and since tech companies like Facebook, Twitter, Apple, and YouTube have become major players in the media industry, they all come together each year in Sun Valley trying to make sure no emerging platforms can threaten their power. Mm-hmm. So I just was pointing out. So Monique, they're having a secret meeting in Sun Valley, Idaho, of how to censor this internet for the most part. I just pointed that out there. So in reality, this is what you call tyranny. So you ain't talking about Nazi. This is like some Nazi Germany 2.0 type stuff. Out of the script, outward it. I got the book sitting upstairs, so I don't read the script. You just gotta read the script and play it. But I just want to give the Queen Monique that bit of information. So
that's good. That's good.
What it is. And y'all as well. She said she's in Idaho, so more like close to home.
Goodness. Not many of us over there.
Yeah.
Not in Idaho. Not many of us.
Just pointing it out there. And Monique, she is a
probably a boy.
Credit. I gotta get her.
Boys,
yeah. Okay, listen. This is what she said. Sun Valley is where all the celebrities have second homes. Cabal. Yes. And well, I'm gonna say this. She's got to come on so we can talk about this thing. She always sends good information, or I know you're in, boy. Yeah, I got you. But she sends good information. She even went on a trip. I think she said how she saw all these homeless people, and where she was at, and come to think about it, I knew somebody else that was down in Atlanta, and they told me all the homeless. I was down there. I'm pretty much,
Oh, yeah.
When I make my mind up, I get gone and find out what's going on. I try to get into action. I don't try to get in it. I gotta,
No, you go with actors. You go with actors.
I gotta find like minds. I gotta find like minds. So we gotta get some protection, for we all end up in a concentration camp. Shit.
Right. Absolutely right. I mean, and saying that in jest, but I see a day, and maybe it won't be even in our lifetime. But if we keep on,
serious.
But I think if we keep on going the way we're going, the inevitability is just that we're going to be. We may not be in a literal camp, but we're going to certainly be in a place where our opinions, our issues will not even be considered anymore. They're not even going to pretend. They're almost at that point now where they don't even pretend that it's priority. Our issues aren't even pretended to be priority anymore. They do for everybody else but us. And so they're not even hiding the fact that we're not going to get anything out of government anymore. We're not going to. And in fact, our vice president already told us, if you're talking about doing anything only for black folk, that benefits only black folk, my answer is no. So we know if she does become the next president, which I don't think she will, because she's doing so poorly as vice president, I just can't fathom the idea that people would vote for her to be the commander-in-chief and the head of the chief executive of this country. I just think that she's failed as a vice president, and I just see it being almost a joke, a travesty, if they do push her in and she does become president. She's made it clear, this woman that may look like us, but has made it clear she will do absolutely nothing for us, and certainly not anything exclusively for us that benefits only us. We'll benefit only the Native Americans. We'll do things that benefit only Asian Americans. We'll do things that only benefit Latino Americans, but we're not going to do anything that's going to only benefit Black Americans. And that's a big statement. Joe Biden said the same thing. I wouldn't even think about reparations unless it includes Native Americans. So nobody's going to ever do anything for us that will lift us up as a community. It will always be attached somebody else to it. So they'll benefit just as much as we will, which means in essence, we won't get anything out of the deal. We won't get anything out of the deal. And that's a tragedy right there. Think about that. We've been here longer than any other group. And yet they still say we're not going to do it.
I don't know what happened, man. I got kicked out again, man.
I know. they try to tell you something, brother, man.
but it's okay. Waiting to get back on. Just waiting to get back on. Wow. Whoa. Wow. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you fine.
Okay. I'm just trying to get back on my stream because I had pulled up the article I wanted to show you. So let me hope it gets back in. I'm coming back into the broadcast studio right now. But yeah, that's kind of crazy, man. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I always say, we gotta just let me see. Am I back on? Oh wow. Hey, I hate when I get kicked out, man. But okay, hold on.
Okay, my friends, but says Monique there. A lot of black people out there. There's a lot of black people out there. That's what Frank is asking, Monique. There's a lot of, I guess you're talking about Idaho. I would imagine there's not a whole lot of folk from Idaho and Iowa and places like that. There are not a whole lot of us. I would say that some I would imagine maybe in the big cities like Boise, Idaho. Some of the largest cities, of course, they would have pockets of black folk in those. But some of these rural areas. I hear you, but don't see you. I don't see you at all.
All right, there you go. All right, I'm back. Yeah, damn it, man. Come on, man. Y'all guys they're getting a little outrageous, but okay, whatever. But yeah. She said, nope, I was born here. My family is from Kansas. My father is 116. We were the second black family in Boise. Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting right there. But
not many of us. I know that much. Not many.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I don't know why that thing taking so long to load up stuff. So anything I got, I'm just gonna have to read it just straight off the phone, man. Because I don't know what they're doing. It's getting crazy. But also, let me just go to another topic right quick. Probably about 5 minutes on it. We talked last week. We had a thing with Bill Cosby getting released.
Right.
I didn't really. Well, like I said, I followed it, but I wanted to see what the reactions gonna be. And guess what?
What's that?
Mark Lamont Hill had a debate with Judge Joe Brown, and Mark Lamont Hill's been, let's face it, he's been moist and cooning for a while, but I didn't think I kind of did think he'd go to them levels, but he brought a judge on his platform. He kind of got obliterated, really, man. It was kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you. But he's still on Twitter talking crap. But, it is what it is.
He gonna do that. He's trying to get his job back at CNN or another one of those media outlets, the liberal media outlets, MSNBC, CNN, one of those more liberal, progressive media outlets. So he has to walk the walk and talk the talk and promote what they promote and enhance what they want to enhance and down anybody that talks to the contrary. That's what I'm saying. There's no tolerance. I mean, we talk about tolerance all the time, politically correctness and all of that, but it's always one-sided. I have a problem. See, I'm this kind of person, Bernard. I'm a fair person. Whatever's good for the goose is good for the gander. If this is the standard you set, this should be the standard for everybody. That's all I'm saying. So this thing that we got to be tolerant, we got to be patient, we got to be this, we got to accept this and accept that, and not speak up against virtually nothing that the progressives and liberals consider a priority for them. We're not supposed to be contrary to anything they say. We're not supposed to have a mind, really. We're not supposed to have an opinion at all if it's contrary to what the status quo is trying to promote. And yet they can be intolerant, they can be belligerent, they can incite riots, and people don't let them in in your establishment. If somebody comes in your establishment that's a conservative, don't serve them, make them stay there miserable, this kind of thing, and yet that's okay. That's okay to do. But how do we say, well, I'm not gonna let a homosexual in I'm not gonna let a homosexual in my restaurant. There'll be picketers outside and people on the news filming it, how awful we are. Boycott this establishment. And yet you can tell other people, if a conservative is someone who, because I don't consider myself a conservative, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm certainly not a progressive Democrat either, because of some of the things they stand for and how they stand for them and what they'll do to keep their agenda in the forefront while ignoring everybody else's opinion and everybody else's agenda. That's why I've been Democrat all my life, and as of lately, the last 3 elections, which is the last election of Obama, certainly Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, I've not voted for the Democratic Party. I didn't vote for the Republicans either. I consider myself an independent. I really do. And I'm going to stay an independent because I don't see either party doing anything that will really advance us. The Democrats are so bold, they'll tell you right now, they're almost like the Republicans. You can't even tell the difference. You really can't tell the difference. The only reason why I know is because some of these guys in the Democratic Party have been Democrats so long, I know they're Democrats. But in terms of, if you would close your eyes and you would listen to some of these Democrats and you would close your eyes and listen to some of the Republicans, the same thing. Neither one wants reparations. Neither one wants to do anything that will enhance black folk exclusively. It's always the people of color, minority groups. That means everybody, and you can be a part of everybody. But I always say this, Bernard, and I'm through. Everybody else is one leg above us. They're one rung of the ladder above us. So if we're going to all keep getting things without you considering our being at the bottom of the ladder, we'll never be even equal with anybody. Because if I'm on the bottom and you're on the first step, and somebody else is on the second step, and you give us all something that moves us one step up, I will never be where you are. Because now from the bottom, I'll be on the first step. The first step person will be on the second step. The second step person is going to be on the third step. By the same thing you do for me, you do for them. That means I'll never catch up because I'm going to always be below somebody. And the sad part about it is anybody else that comes into this country, they skip where we are and move up the next step automatically. They skip where we are and move up the next step automatically. We still find ourselves, even after people coming in 100 years, 200 years, 300, 400 years after us, they still are one step above us. And so we want to still do for everybody, but by doing for everybody, it keeps us on the bottom always because everybody moves a step up, and they already are a step up above us. You know, Asians are above us. You know, the Latinos are above us. You know, even Native Americans are above us. And so when you say people of color and minorities going up one step together, it's going to still keep me at the bottom of the steps because I'm going to be always up behind somebody else.
Let me answer this guy, Ollie Hemming. We will win this war and don't have to fight what Biden said they will be a minority in this country by 2040. But let me say something about that. Biden had a town hall like in Milwaukee or something in February. And he also made a statement.
Okay.
About that you look at the amount of money that we're putting in interracial couples right now through advertising. This is what he said. Yeah. He's going to slip up. He said, I might get in trouble for saying this. He said, they're not like us and we should take advantage of it. That's what he said. So when he said that, right, that let me know that their integration model, see, because the Honorable Louis Farrakhan already said this. When you have a doctor, you get lighter, right? They're trying to make another type of human being. One, they're going to brainwash white rise Negro, first off. That's what they're trying to do. That's one of the angles. Another way is you can end up having a lot of people look like Kamala Harris, where she could say, Kamala Harris could tell you she black today, Hispanic tomorrow, white tomorrow, and you wouldn't even know the difference.
Nope. Well, I'm gonna tell you
they're trying to get more racially ambiguous people. That's what they're really trying to do.
And what they want to ultimately do,
they want to save their numbers. They want to
ultimately do, because keep in mind, white people always do this. They know they're decreasing in numbers. By 2020, by 2030, or certainly by 2040, all experts say that this is not going to be a white majority anymore. The darker races will be in the majority of this nation. If you had all the minorities in the nation, they're going to become a majority. The sad part about it is, since we're not together, it won't make no difference. Because the Asians still going to be after what's good for the Asians. The Latinos still going to be good for what's good for the Latinos, and we're not going to join together. The only way that makes a difference if everybody comes together and say, as a group, we make up. Because really, the white people will still be in the majority individually. You know what I'm saying? It would take us, all of us together, to come together to combat their being in a minority. But let's say they are in a minority, which I believe by 2050, they will be an actual minority in this country. What they do is what they've always done. When the Irish and the Italians first came here, they were not considered white until, once again, whiteness began to decrease. Then they incorporated the whiteness in the Italian, in the Irish. Now they're white. When the Jews first came over here, they were not considered white. They were considered Semites. But eventually, like we said before, when the whites seen that they were losing numbers to the Latinos and the African Americans at that time, they once again incorporated them and said, okay, now you're white too. So now we got Irish, we got Jews, and we got Italians, now all considered part of the white race. What they do with Asians,
wait a minute, Bishop. You're leaving people out now. I gotta stop you because you're leaving people out.
Okay.
Hispanics as well.
Oh yeah. I was gonna get to them. I'm gonna get to them and the Asians.
And also Asians also are registered as white too.
Well, but let me say about the Latinos. Let's get to Latinos. Latinos are going to be easy because Latinos is not a race. The Hispanic is not a race. They are. In fact, if you look at some forms, you'll see whites who have Latinos who are white and Latinos who are non-white, and most of them put down Latinos that are white because they're giving them a choice. You can be considered non-white Latino, or you can be considered white Latino. But once again, it's a pathway. Eventually, that non-white part is going to be gone completely in these forms, and it's going to be Latinos will be included in the white race. Because keep in mind, like we said before, Latinos as a people are not. That's not a race. That's either a nationality, which means Hispanic. That's a nation, or that's an ethnic group. There are ethnic groups. They're not a race. And people get that all confused. Well, the Latinos are going to be the second largest minority group. You can say minority group, but you can't say the second most populous race because they're not a race. They're not a race. That's an ethnicity. But we always looking at, though, we talk about Latinos, Asians. In fact, even when we include them, Latinos, Asians, and Black and white. It shouldn't be broken down like that. Because Latinos are not, that's not a race. Asians are what we used to call Mongoloids. The white man is a Caucasoid. And Negroes are Negroids. That's the races of these people. What's a Latino? That's not a race. There's no Latino race. That's an ethnicity. But see how they do? See how white man does? He makes it as though they're partners with us. They're not partners with us. Too. And they're going to eventually, well, they already are white, really, as far as the white man's concerned. They're adopted white. They're adopted white. Because that's why you get still these little prejudices against them. But they're adopted white. They're almost like a foster child. I'm not going to say adopted. They're foster children into the white race. Because that's why they're so prosperous. And look at the Indians. Most of your doctors and hospitals now are Indians. Most of the people that serve you at Wawa and all these different convenience stores, they're Indians from India, not from the Indian tribes here in America, but they're Indians from India. So they already are being adopted. They are math whizzes. Your professor at your college 9 times out of 10 will be from one of the Asian nations, one of the Asian peoples. So they already have your Koreans already taking over your neighborhood with their hair stores and their nail shops and their wig stores and their beauty shops and all that. You're getting your pedicure. You get that from an Asian.
Wait a minute. This guy really hitting it off. Mr. Hemmett, that is exactly right. They are never by a minimum majority. They are only 10% of the Earth population. They're gliding all over the Earth. Yes, because most people who live and have to have melanin in their skin to live. That is exactly right. That's true.
Now, but we can never, though that's a fact, we have to always look at how did they become the masters of the world, being 10%. That's the thing. How did people that were in caves when we had civilizations, Chinese had civilizations, Africa, Mali, and Timbuktu, and Mansa Musa, while they were in caves, Egypt, and all of that had civilizations. That's where mathematics come from. That's where hieroglyphics come from. All that stuff comes from Africa. We had kingdoms. Mansa Musa was the king of Mali. He was the wealthiest man of any man in all history. He's African. We have diamonds and jewels and emeralds. All that's in Africa. And yet here we got all the animals, elephants, and all that stuff. We got all this wealth. It's the wealthiest continent on the earth, Africa. with natural resources. It's the wealthiest continent on earth. And yet here we are. What does the what? And I've been studying this for a long time, and I want us to one day talk about this. What has the white man done that has conquered the world? At one point, it used to be said that the British Empire never sets. The sun never sets on the British Empire because every nation is under their rule. Every nation. And we still are influenced by the British, even today, in 2022, in 21. We still are influenced. What did they do? First of all, let me say this. They had what they always believed in, the manifest destiny. They had a destiny that they were put on this earth to rule everybody else. They twisted their Bible to almost indicate that we're supposed to be the descendants of Ham, supposed to be the slaves and the servants of the people that are the Europeans. All this propaganda stuff. But what did they do? They have a mindset. They're the ones that came up with eugenics, the survival of the fittest. It was the white man that said that our cranial, our brains, our skulls are this way and that way. And that's why we have to always be serving them all the time, whether you be Asian, black, or any other race in this nation. We are all supposed to be subject to them. They had their religion. Their missionaries came there and said, your religions are wrong. Your religions are pagan. Your religions will send you to hell and all that kind of stuff. And they changed their minds about all that. There's something about those people. There's something about those people as white people that feel as though they are the masters of the universe. Even when they were in caves, they came out the cave and ended up ruling the whole world. I've never seen the people come out of caves and rule the world. And yet that's what they did. And what happened was people are so willing and were so kind to them. And that's because of who we are. We're by nature kind even now. I mean, people talk about, I don't see how that girl talks about she don't like white folk. That's wrong. She's a bitch. Black folks saying all this. Can you imagine anybody doing that to them for 400 years, keeping them oppressed for 400 years, and they still like them? We're the only people on earth that will still like you, still want to be like you, still want to sup with you, still want to marry you, still want to be in your hospitals. We want to go to your church. We want to go to your restaurants. We want to go to your hotels. We want to go to the pool that you go into. We want to go to the beaches that you come by. Our whole lives, and just want to be them. After all the things they've done, we still want to be like them. We still aspire to be them.
Let me say something right there. Let me say something to you. Well, me personally, I don't want nothing that came out of the cave, so that's the first part. but I will say this. I was talking to a young lady the other day, and she told me that she needs some help fasting for 7 days, right? So okay. I'm like, whatever. So I told her, she asked me, can you help me? To help you? How? She like, can you fast me for 7 days, right?
Okay.
I said, yeah, but I don't eat a lot. I already fast anyway. But see, I don't hardly eat meat. I don't eat fish once in a while, right? See? So, and I was talking to the guy at the park yesterday. He said, well, if you saying that, I believe it, because he's like, I know how much energy you got and how much you run. And I just sweat out. But, I was telling her that, if you go to ancient history, a lot of us, we, didn't eat a lot of meat. We need to be more plant-based, more herb-based. I haven't had soda since 2008. I haven't eaten beef. And the guy was talking about, I don't know how I can get it. And I told him, if you start eating the vegetables and fruits right now, your taste buds will taste nasty to you when you eat another piece of meat. It won't feel the same way. That's what I'm trying to tell him. But at the end of the day, he's I just told him to try to help him out with me, and I love the guy talking about vegan diet and stuff. But at the end of the day, when you say we want to be like people, like I look like I'm just saying, like, even I've seen people say, I want steak rare, whatever.
Yeah, medium, well done.
Whatever, right?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I think I was at a restaurant a couple weeks ago, but I can go to a restaurant right now, Bishop, right? Just Just being honest, I can go to the restaurant right now, and you know, and I can sit across the table, the person sitting across the table from me, and they can always tell you what I'm going to buy because they know what I'm going to buy. You buy a veggie burger, may actually do fries once in a while, right? Or salad, something like that. I mean, I'll be dead honest with you. If I go to a restaurant, unless it's a fish, I ain't spending that much because they're going, hey, I mean, what can you spend that much on fruits and vegetables and stuff, right? Depending on where you at. I mean, you could, but you know what I mean. But what I'm saying though, we just have to get our nutrition and stuff in order. When I see people starting being rare, medium, well done, right?
Right.
I ain't used to it. I mean, maybe I'm in the wrong place, but I ain't used to seeing black folks, getting rare meat.
No. We like. Well, I like it well done. That's why.
There was a recall of 8.5 million pounds of. Okay. Well, it was a recall of 8.5 million pounds of Tyson chicken over the
Okay.
weekend. I think it came from an Alabama plant, but it was a recall on chicken. I just want to point that out, So that's just something to let people know. Anything you have, that's another reason with meat. When you have anything coming on mass production line like that, you just got to be careful. That's all I'm saying. Because anything can happen.
And I agree with you. And I really wish that you would really have a program. I know you're starting already. You have a program. I really am glad. We'll be glad when you really get this thing really certainly nationally, because we need to. That's another way they're killing us too. They're killing us all kind of different ways. It's all kind of genocide that people can use. They can actually kill you literally, taking a gun, knife, or whatever, and killing you that way. Or they can make it so that the state stores all in your neighborhood, liquor stores in your neighborhood, the fast food places. We got in our little neighborhood right here, I got about 10 fast food places. Not talking about the convenience store that also makes hamburgers in Greece. Not talking about the Chinese store that has fried rice, fried this, fried that, all this fried stuff that we eat. That's another way of killing you. That's why most of us have diabetes and heart conditions and all of this. We as a people have a lot of those kind of issues: high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes, both 1 and 2, because our diet is not good. And so where we couldn't, just think how long we could live, even though we live sometimes 60, 70, 80 years old. How many more years could you have lived if you'd have been eating right? Even our children are impacted by how we eat because they begin to follow our example. So if I'm a hamburger fast food kind of person and I'm buying you a big meal and all that kind of stuff, here we're right back to the same thing. So I'm glad that you and others I know Shaq is also another one that's high on nutritional meals, and I'm moving that way. I'm stopping eating a lot of this meat stuff. I'm getting to fishes and things like that. I want to do more of it. I have not cut it out completely, but I have cut out a lot of that beef. I do eat more of the fowls, like the chicken or turkey or something of that nature, and then I do eat more fish or fish type products, and more than the beef and the pork. I try to steer away from that. I eat turkey bacon for the most part. I very seldom eat pork bacon anymore because I really now have found a desire to eat this turkey bacon. I like turkey bacon.
You hear me? I guess we got bumped out again.
Oh yeah. I see you now. Yep. I hear you.
Go ahead and continue, man. I guess they won't be talking about that neither, but okay, whatever.
No, I was just saying that I like what you're doing. We need to eat more healthy foods. I mean, I'm starting to now. I'm weaned away really from beef products altogether, and pork I've cut out of my diet altogether. I do not eat pork. If I want to have a ham, I'll get turkey ham. That type of thing. I will eat fowl and turkey and fish now more than I ever had before. I make sure my diet includes many vegetables now, more than what I used to eat before, because I want to eat healthy, and I really would like you to give me a plan of the best way, because I do have some health issues.
Let me pull something out right quick. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me pull something out. So
Yeah, we need to start taking care of ourselves in all kinds of different ways.
I might have to put it on full screen to make it larger here.
Yeah, go on.
So
I can't wait till you come up to Philadelphia and Jersey.
I need to get up
I
there.
would like to do a program on that.
So we have to because I do like to work. Wait a minute, there it is.
Oh,
right there.
Okay. Fitness coach. Okay, but that's right. You are a licensed fitness coach now. Yeah.
And then another one, but especially in sports nutrition.
Okay.
So I do having to speak to people when I can get them. I mean, some people have their things, and then since I'm out of the business or something, I was actually trying to get my windshield wiper fixed today, and the guy, he came and said, you have a he said, do you have it? I said, yeah. He gave me a card of his business. I gave him a card of mine. It's too small to see because of writing, but I just say, just come to www.kingbjfitness.com, or you can reach me at bernardjohnson10yahoo.com, and then personal trainer, whatever. So whatever. Thank you, sir. But I think I took the program. I think I finished in probably about 6 months to a year, both of them, and I think I got to renew the CPR thing. But it is what it is. But I just say that sometimes when you use it, I always say you got your platform. Use it. You can use it for good. You can use it for bad. You can use it for whatever. Right.
Right.
But I don't come over here and have no.
Well, I thank you, Bernard, for allowing me to come on your show.
If I get to Philadelphia or New Jersey, I come to that what is it? That radio station out there and talk with your beautiful sister on
yes. Yeah, because she's anticipating it, and she wants to learn more about this dietary because she's really into it now. Her son, Amir, my nephew, he's into all of this now too. And the way you can help all of us because we all have issues. I have diabetes. I naturally, I have physical ailments, with my cerebral palsy and other issues that I have that would certainly, I need to be losing a lot of weight. I did lose a few pounds, but not near about what I should. I really would like to go down to at least 200 to 190. If I can get there, I'm about 250 now, and I would like to get down to about 190, 200, and then I would feel an achievement, and I know I would feel better too, being on my legs.
Well, I would actually, like I said, I wish I could, have you out there walking. We say start as fast in the morning, only 4 days, right?
That's right.
So this is the agreement I had with this woman. I told her, if you break your fast for the evening, and I have to break mine, so I told her, because really to tell you the truth, I'm kind of like fast anyway, because my typical diet is almonds, berries, lemons.
Yes, you're there anyway. You're there anyway.
So
that's what you eat for the diet. You eat that kind of.
And then maybe strawberries, peppers, black seed oil, and so forth and so like. And then I might one meal. If it's a pizza, it's veggie pizza. If it's this, it's that. But if it's fish, it's usually one meal and some almonds or something. Like I said yesterday, I was even DJing an event, and they had all this food splattered on the table. They said, "What do you want?" Anything? I said, "I got a bag of almonds right here." So just because you had to cook out of the event, I don't have to.
Right. That's right. You still eat the same way.
So I was talking to a friend last night. She said, "I don't know how you do this." I said, "Everything is tied to willpower." So
yes, it is.
Here. It's not in your stomach. It's right here.
In your brain.
It's right here in your brain.
You're right. Your mind. As a man thinketh, so is he. As a man thinketh, so is he. So, how you think. If you think, you want to live a long life, you want to live a healthy life. But just because you're living a long life does not necessarily mean it's a healthy life. You want to live a healthy life.
Philadelphia. I know Philadelphia has a mosque out there. And
quite a few.
When you were younger, it was called Muhammad Speaks. Now it's called the Final Call. But in that,
Right.
but it's
Muhammad
the
speaks.
last
Yeah,
50
that's right.
years. The last 50 years or 40 years or whatever, it's there's always a segment of how to eat to live. Well, what I always tell people, it's not, what I call, how can I put it? A lot of people say they eat for taste, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're supposed to eat for nourishment, not for taste, not for
Right.
gluttony.
Right.
Nourishment reasons only. Right down the street, we had this there's a place called Golden Corral. I know you heard of Golden Corral before.
Oh yeah, we've had up here. We have it up here. Yeah.
But in this townhome community I live in, there's a Golden Corral down the street, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It just opened back up yesterday. It's been closed for a whole year since COVID, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just opened back up, buffet open. And I was talking to my friend yesterday. I told her, I can't even, I don't like buffets because I can't eat that much food at one time. You know what I'm saying? What
Oh,
if
yeah. They get over on
so,
me too, cause I can't eat those 2 or 3 plates of food. I can't. I can't do
yeah.
that now. I eat 1 plate of food and that's it. I can't go back and they get over on me. $15 for all you can eat, and I just eat 1 plate. I mean, that'd be like $5 or $2 or whatever,
Well,
But
yeah. But
well,
it's
thank you,
interesting.
Bernard,
So
for
I'm probably gonna eat some asparagus later. But I just wanted to say, look, I was about to tell you that. I just want to say that I'm glad that you are doing better
thank you,
than you
Bernard.
were.
Appreciate it.
We had a 6 o'clock show last time, and next time I caught you was in the hospital.
Yeah, and that weird, and that's right. Next time, that's right. I was in the
Same day,
hospital.
matter of fact. So I'm
I think
glad
that
that
was
you
that day,
were.
wasn't it? When the day or the day before? It wasn't long before. The next time you
Yeah.
heard from me, I was in the hospital.
But I need you to because you got a show on Wednesday and the people probably want to listen in and whatever. So shout
It
it
was a
out
good show
there.
last week. It was a good show last week. And thank you, Bernard, for always adding your information to the show. It always enhances my show. I really appreciate your support in it. It's every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. 515-602-9655 is the call-in number.
Okay. Well, and like I always say, I mean, you know how to reach me, kingbjmedia.com,
You know I do.
kingbjmedia.com, and I gotta get another I gotta get another tablet number so people can call me on their tablet again. I had been,
that's good.
but or whatever. And after that, if you find out what you're talking about and you call me on the tablet, I'll you get your own personal phone number. But I do appreciate you coming on and placing the
Thank
judge
you.
because I tried to have him come on because he turned 74. But I mean, hey, look, sometimes you got to pick up the pieces and hey, look, this is I call it Man Up Monday, so this is kind of like hey,
Man Up Monday.
Monday, this is different rebranded and a different person.
That's it.
Maybe not with the fanfare, but just as much good information. So actually, Shaq is the one he said, tell Bishop to call me.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm gonna say this. Some people call them elders, some people call them elders. I call the elders the ones that don't want to listen, want to stay in their little bubble and don't want to talk to us. I can consider you to be an elder because you do bring information. I can talk to you when I need you, and you always listen to what I say. But one thing you always say, I might come off rocket or I might come off hard sometimes, but I don't tell you nothing I haven't looked up myself before I come out.
You always come up with the best information. You don't come up with opinion. You always come up with facts. And you can't, you can argue with facts, but you got to admire the fact that it's a fact. It's not something he just brings up out of his head. It's something you've investigated, you've studied, you've looked into, and then you come up with your opinion on it. But it's always based on fact and not some kind of propaganda that people are espousing. No, it's something that I can look up because you always do that. You always do that.
Well,
thank you so much.
I'm gonna say something to you. I'm gonna just tell the family and everybody that I say hello, and I'll see you again soon. You have a nice night.
You do the same. Thank you, Bernard, for the invitation. God bless you, my friend. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Bye.